So when you find yourself as a buyer, you're in a market where there's not a lot of listing inventory and there's a lot of buyers out looking. Inevitably, you'll find that there's going to be a lot of multiple offer situations out there. And what that usually ends up meaning for a buyer is that somebody in that buyer pool offering on a place is probably going to take out all their conditions. And if you're finding this is happening again and again, that you're offering, but the winning offer is always an unconditional offer, then inevitably you're going to start thinking, do I need to go in without conditions? We hate this, by the way. We hate to see you having to go in without conditions. So some market conditions, though, are such that with conditions, you're just never going to win. So what are some of the ways to mitigate the risk? And we're going to talk today specifically about the condition of financing. So what if you can't win with a condition of financing in an offer?
So I think the one thing to keep in mind is even though the lender has approved you, they haven't approved the property. So sometimes we see the fact that there's something in a property that a lender doesn't like, or they require more information before they will give you the go-ahead with that property. And then also you haven't had an appraisal done yet. So sometimes during a conditional period, you can get that appraisal in so you know that the lender will lend on the amount that you are purchasing. Other times it's a little bit closer to closing, which is always something that we tell our buyers to get it through in that time frame, but it's something to be aware of.
Yeah, because if the price that was on that unconditional offer that you put in is higher than the value that the bank's appraiser puts on the property, and it doesn't mean that they're necessarily right, but let's say the appraiser comes in $10,000 less than what was on the offer, the bank will lend based on the lower value, the appraised value, and you'll have to make up the $10,000 in extra funds. So if you're going in without a condition of financing, as Megan has said, you have to have a completed pre-approval for sure to approve you. And, you have to make sure there's good comparables to support the value, that you're comfortable with the value. And it's a good idea to have a bit of extra cash just in case the appraisal value comes in a bit shy.
And one thing to note when you are sitting down and you are reviewing those comparables, pending, most appraisers won't use those. So that means they're sold. We can see the sale price, but they haven't yet closed. Yeah. Most appraisers will only use closed because that's actual data that has transferred hands and they've closed and they've gone through, whereas pending they haven't yet.
Yeah, and in a stable market, that's fine if the prices are stable, but if prices are going up, then sometimes that's a reason that the appraisal can come in a bit shy of the price that was required to win the offer. So be careful, speak to us for sure. We will have a lot of strategies for you to reduce the risk if you do find yourself having to make offers without a condition of financing.